My name's Casey Worrell. I live in Harper, Texas, and today we're at the Tom Brothers Ranch where we're ultrasounding cattle for carcass traits. To give you a little bit of history about carcass ultrasound, it started with the research phase back in the 1950s. It's about 1980s when some of the more progressive breeders were starting to utilize the technology. The problem then is the technology wasn't advanced enough to be highly accurate. It was about in the 1990s when the technology was more advanced, the software was available, and there was a lot of research done at Iowa State University, and so the Breed Association started accepting the information. And one reason it was so important for the Breed Association is before carcass ultrasound, the only way we could determine the ribeye size, the marbling, and the back fat in a live animal, we'd have to slaughter that to see the carcass itself, and then we couldn't reproduce it. It was destructive. And so with ultrasound carcass collection, what we're able to do is in a live animal measure those traits, but then allow that animal to go on and breed and have a productive life. And so that's so important that we can see what that individual is. The reason why we're doing this is we're wanting to measure the genetics. These are registered cattle. They're far too valuable just for slaughter, but their genetics are going to be passed down for generations to come. A good example of that is I'm tall and my wife is tall, and both of my boys are tall because they had inherited those traits from us, parents. And so the carcass traits that we're looking at are some of the most highly heritable traits that we have. That being said, if we have a bull in the chute that has a very large ribeye, that tells us that he should have the genetics for that to pass on to his offspring to make them more valuable. So that being said, if we identify those genetics, well, that goes to the breed associations, and then they produce carcass EPDs off of this information as well. Another technology we have today is genomics, where we can take a DNA sample and see if they've got the gene markers that we have identified for carcass traits such as marbling and ribeye and back fat. So by collecting all this information, we can make better breeding decisions as breeders, but also as buyers for genetics, we can look at this as well.